Welcome to day 2 of the NFL draft. Rounds 2 and 3 are tonight. I am Matt O'Leary. I am here to preview round 2. The Jets currently don't have a pick in round 3. So as of this second, their only selection is pick number 43. The Jets were listed as a candidate to look for to move back today. So don't be crazy surprised if that ends up happening. We'll go through your comments. We'll go through just the board, who's remaining, some surprises. We'll, any of your takes, just know super chats jump the line. You can become a member of the channel as well by hitting the join button. And I'm excited for night 2. We are going live at 6 o'clock. So going to do an hour stream. Then I got to order food, which I'm probably going to end up eating it on stream. And you'll probably see me go nuts as I will be also not only reacting to the NFL drafts, but reacting to Islanders game 6 tonight, excuse me, as they try to keep their season alive. So a lot going on today in the world. And also, so usually I rock the multicam angle. I still have the multicam set up, but it's a little bit different, and I'll show you why. I don't know if you'll be able to see her in the shot, but I moved the blue screen out of the way so that you could see that round ball of fur. My friend Casey is next to me, hanging with me, so I wanted her to be able to see. So I don't know if I'm going to go to this camera angle or not. You can only see half her body right now, but anyway, let's hop into it. Let's first pull up the big board. Will Levis being there in the second round, a little bit of a surprise. He was projected to go to the Colts at 4, seemingly forever. That was one of the more shocking things yesterday. They go Anthony Richardson, which I completely understand from a trades perspective, and especially since you have the Philadelphia Eagles offensive coordinator coming in to be the head coach and Shane Steichen, you would anticipate that he could do similar things with Anthony Richardson that he did with Jalen Hurts and have some success there. That's the plan, at least. Michael Mayer, I thought for sure was a first-round talent. I like him more than Dalton Kincaid. I think both of those guys were first-rounders in my opinion, but he is still on the board. Would the Jets go tight end early? That I'm not sold on. Joey Porter, good player. Don't expect him to be a pick for the Jets. Brian Branch not going in the first round, a little bit of a surprise to me. I thought he would be a first-rounder. Now, the Jets do need safety help, but Branch has played a lot of slot corner during his time at Alabama, so I'm not necessarily sure he is the perfect fit for the Jets at 43. Musgrave, another tight end. Hendon Hooker, quarterback. Steve Avila, TCU. He has played some center, projects more as a guard at the next level. At least that's what a lot of people are saying. I kind of tend to agree with that, but would you have AVT play on the outside and draft Steve Avila to play on the inside? Is that your plan since they didn't land a tackle in the first round this year? Is that what they're going to end up doing? Kanu Benton is someone that I really like a lot at interior defensive line. Would they go to the defensive line twice in a row? That I have a hard time buying. The centers, Joe Tippmann, Cyrus Torrance. Can't forget about Torrance. He's still hanging around. And then you have John Michael Schmitz, who's way down here for some reason. Cody Mock, a.k.a. Matt O'Leary, Neanderthal Matt O'Leary, Trenton Simpson, Matthew Bergeron. There are options for the New York Jets here, and some pretty solid ones on day 2. I'm curious to see if they move back, if they move up. I'd be surprised if they move up. I think back is much, much, much more likely. But let's hop into the comments on here. Ryder says maybe Broderick will suck and McDonald will be turned out to be a star. You never know. We have to wait and let the season play out before we all freak. Go Jets. That's totally true. I think it was never so much about the player McDonald as it was the process. I think that was early for him as someone who was probably supposed to go in the late first, early second, but they obviously like him. To me, it felt a little panicky, but you're right. You never know. I just don't expect him to play a ton this first year because of how much they rotate those edge guys and how much they rotated Jermaine Johnson last year. Fresh says trade back, get us an extra pick. Dakota J, what's going on, man? Tonight, draft to block Rodgers. Someone good, anyone good, please. Yeah. Any preference on the? I will go down. Any preference on the offensive tackle or on the interior offensive line? I tend to agree with you. I think they do go offense after going defense on night one. And my guess would be in the trenches, but maybe you can't rule out wide receiver also. Jets forever, hyping up his favorite guy, bring Jalen Hyatt home. He wanted him at 13, so I'm sure he wants him at 43. Snowball's hanging out with us. What's up, man? How's it going, guys? We need a pick in the third round that says fresh, kind of following up there. I agree with that. I also think that they are a likely candidate to move back and pick up a third. If you move back about 10 spots, that probably should be enough to do it. Dakota J says, if Hyatt tonight, center tomorrow, that would be incredible. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to land either Titman or Weipler or John Michael Schmitz tomorrow, but you could probably get Ricky Stromberg if that's someone that you really like. That would be my day 3 center target. That's absolutely on the table. They brought back Connor McGovern for pennies on the dollar, so they absolutely could look to upgrade and improve there. If there's a center that they like sitting there for them when they're on the clock, don't be surprised if they pull the trigger tonight. But if not, I would absolutely look at that as a position for the New York Jets to attack on day 3. Good question, Marco. What time is the draft tonight? 7 o'clock. It gets started. Game it is 6 o'clock. We are going live on Jets Talk 24/7. So make sure to be there for 6. We'll be on through the remainder of the night. An hour before, we'll be hopping on. Tomorrow, we go on right at 12 when the day starts. Tomorrow's the long day. We'll be on like 6-7 hours tomorrow. Tonight is second and third round. Draft actually starts at 7. We'll be live at 6. Yeah, it was a good call out from Zachary Berner. I saw that as well. According to his own agency, Thomas Hennessy was signed to an extension. Let's pull that up. Share the screen. Here we go. Jets have signed long snapper Thomas Hennessy to a 4-year contract extension. He's a good long snapper. Keep him around. What happened to Vinny Curry? Good question. He has not signed anywhere yet. I thought he was okay for the Jets in a limited role last year. He's still available. He's an older player, 34 years old. In a limited role last year, he didn't have a sack. Does it say how many pressures he ended up finishing with last year? Let's see if it says. Yeah, no sacks, 1 knockdown, 2 hurries, 3 blitzes. According to Pro Football Reference, it was 3 pressures. Duncan, what's going on, man? He says, my 2 favorite things from last night. 1, yours, Ryan, and Greenbee's face when our first pick was announced. It described it perfectly. 2, your impression of Salah's seductive conversation. Yeah. So he calls him up. If you didn't see, I guess we could play that. We'll go and we'll play the call, or at least the very end of the call is what we're talking about here. Let's see if we have. Got to go back and find. Yeah, here we go. All right, let's pull this down and let's play the call.
Rex with the Jets. You ready to roll?
I am. I've been ready.
I love it, man. We're going to take you right here. Get ready to rush.
Hell yeah. And we right. We getting ready.
Will, what's up, man? Joe Douglas with the Jets. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Fired up, man. Fired up to add another pass rusher. Man, excited, man. Welcome to the family.
Appreciate it, man. We about to get right to
man. I'm going to pass you over to Coach Solid
Here we
now.
go.
You ready? All right, let's get it. Hey, game wrecker.
Hey, game wrecker. There he is. Hey, game wrecker. That was great. That was funny. And yeah, and we could do that. If you somehow missed the reaction of all of us last night, it was lucky enough so that we screen grabbed them. Here's one. Here's Bean and Teen Bean. And there's Ryan. To say we were surprised would be putting it lightly. We were very, very surprised. Jets forever wants Steve Avila. There you go. I wouldn't be upset with that. We got a super chat. Thank you so much. Wrong Verb says, please trade up for DeJuan Jones. Is that the target today, DeJuan Jones? He is ranked according to ESPN on their best available. He is pretty far down on the list. He's 27th. Their 27th rated player still available. You may have to move up to grab him. Big guy at Ohio State, 6'8", 374. Holy smokes. Let's share this tab. 6'8", 374. As a run blocker, he has impressive short area quickness, driving his legs. Might struggle in pass protection. There we go. I think there's a chance you could still get him at 43, but if you want to make sure you get him, yeah, move up. Probably should. Hennessy's hanging out with us. What's up, man? He was out with us last night as well. Thank you. Does Weipler fall to round 4? I don't think so. I think he goes tonight. Obviously, it's not crazier things have happened. There's a chance of it, but I would think he goes tonight. Flashy, what's up, dude? Would you be okay with moving back a bit, taking tackle DeJuan Jones and get a third in the process? Yeah, so we have someone saying trade up for him and another person saying move back and grab him. You could still move back and pick up a third. I think it would be wise to do that. I do think it would be wise to move back. Yeah, that's cool. Will McDonald in the Jets building. Love to see the reunion with Brees. Yeah, that is cool. I do like to see that. They get those guys in the facility real quick. Here's the reunited picture. Am I sharing this tab? Nope, I'm sharing the wrong one. Bang. Here we go. They're reunited, and it feels so good. What's up, man? I'm doing good. I'm excited for night 2. Night 2, the weird stuff always happens on night 2. Last year, it was the Brees Hall trade up we weren't expecting. Ruckert pick was a lot of fun. There's some good day 2 memories. The trade back for Denzel Mims in 2020. This is the good stuff. Here's what I think we do. Trade 43, move up to move back, I guess, to 48 and get a third. And get a third, trade a 3 next year and a 5th this year. What do you think? Trade 43, move up to 48 and get a third, trade a 3 next year and a 5th this year. What do you think? I don't think it's going to take all that much. I think you can move. Oh, well, to move back to 5 spots, I guess maybe. But I would say I think if you move back about 10 spots, so if you go 43 to like 53 or in the low 50s, I think you can pick up a third for this year. Do you think we might take a linebacker in the second round tonight? By the way, keep up the class work. Thank you. Much appreciated. That would surprise me. I'm not anti linebacker or safety for the Jets tonight. I think it would be wise. Those are 2 positions where I think the Jets could use some depth, but I think and this is something I've said a few times now, both on my channel and during the stream last night, I think we as fans value that position a little bit more than this front office and coaching staff does. I think they've showed that the last few years. So that it would surprise me, but I'm not against it. I do not, because he's an edge rusher. He's going to have his hand in the dirt. He's really, if you want to say he's a 3-4 outside linebacker, I'm not going to argue with you, but he's not going to be a stand-up linebacker. He'll be a wide 9 rusher. Rex with the Jets, cringe 101. That's true. Yeah, I got the same vibes. I thought that was one of the more cringier calls. Last year they were hyped. Last year's was awesome. That one really was awkward. the Joe Douglas "I'm fired up" has become the most cliche statement ever. Yep. The reaction last night was priceless. A lot of guys on the same page, I guess. We do balance each other out well. Ryan is He was tight last night. I tried to remain calm. Green Bean, that's what makes us work, I think, is we're all three of us have very different personalities, which is great, which is why I love working with them. I don't think it's, a bad thing for that. I think it's okay to, all have a little bit different personalities. It's fun. It's a lot more fun. Yeah, that's what I said last night too. Chris Sims loves McDonald. Unfortunately, he also loves Zach. He did have Zach as his QB1. Mel Kiper also loves McDonald. Take that however you want to take it. Dano, thank you, sir, for the super chat. Matt, did I win a shirt? I got drunk after no JSN. Ryan has the list. I don't remember the names off the top of my head for who the winners were. We'll get back. Tune in. I'm sure you'll be tuned in tonight. Or reach out to Ryan because he wrote down all the qualifiers. So I don't have that, and I don't remember everyone's name who was mentioned off the top of my head. I see a few people in here. Van Ness is saying Richie's reaction was good. Yeah, his jaw dropped as well. Let's pull up Jets Media on Twitter. We'll show that. That made me laugh. At least the screenshot of it. Because I think we all had kind of similar. Yeah. Oh my God, here we go. There he is. That was all of us, man. I was shocked. Shockingly, Richie Positive spun it at the end. Richie's I think the most positive or one of the more positive Jets YouTubers. Wrong Verb says DeJuan Jones has a wingspan of 89.5 inches. Does he? That's insane. I mean, he's a big human being. Huge human being. If both can stay healthy, DeJuan Jones and Mekhi Becton duo it would be absolutely insane, but I'm not sold that's what they do. Good question from Sean. Matt, do you think the Jets will keep Carl Lawson? I do. The way that Robert Saleh talks about Carl Lawson, he loves the guy. Now, maybe that means they don't re-sign him after this year, but I think he's going to be here on the roster this year. I really do. Dave from New Brunswick, what do you think about a potential player trade tonight? It's possible. It wouldn't be the most surprising thing. Was there anyone in mind, like trading away a player or acquiring a player? I don't know. I'm not. There's no one really jumping out. I don't. Last I saw was that Arizona does not plan to trade DeAndre Hopkins this weekend, so that's probably off the table. But there weren't any player trades yesterday. Maybe we see one today. John, what's going on, man? Hey, fellers, I still want JMS at center. That'd be fun. That'd be a lot of fun to just get your guy who is going to be able to play center for a decade and not have to worry about. He might have a chance to start. He could probably beat out McGovern for the starting job. That wouldn't surprise me in the least bit if he did that. Yeah, what is your good question from Zachary? What are your thoughts on the rumor that the Lions thought the Jets were going to take Gibbs with 15? If the Jets took Gibbs at 15, if that happened, you would have seen a much more animated reaction out of me. I would have been upset. And I get like, oh, he's a playmaker. How are you going to be upset at a playmaker? You can't trade up for Breece Hall last year, who was very good, by the way, and then use a top 15 pick on a running back the next year after taking the first running back off the board last year. That's just silly roster construction. I would have went ballistic. I wouldn't have liked it. We got another super chat, so let's go on down the line. Thank you so much, AP14. He says, how are you feeling after the time to think about our pick? I'm still feeling quite mad about it. Yeah, that's a great way to describe it. I know that's really boring, right? To just be like, is it the worst thing ever? No, it's not the worst thing ever. Do I still like it? Not really. He has a ton of speed off the edge. The Jets love their pass rush. Robert Saleh loves his pass rush, so he's always going to want to go for those guys. I would have preferred Kancey and someone from the middle, the interior, adding an interior rusher to go along on that defense. But they're going to rotate him heavy. How many snaps or what percentage of snaps did Jermaine Johnson end up playing last year? Because I think that's probably a pretty good indicator of what you could expect for this year. He played 34% of snaps. So I think you're probably going to see somewhere around 30% of snaps for McDonald this year. And probably about the same. He had Johnson had 2.5 sacks. I would think somewhere around there. He'll be a situational pass rusher his first year. And then beyond that, probably have a little bit of a bigger role. V-Man, what's going on, dude? If we don't get an offensive lineman, I owe you some. Pinchos de Pollo. Sounds good. I'll hold you up on that. I'm in. Kuka Lake Jets fan says, does that seem to make you think that an Al Woods or Ford is coming to the Jets after the draft? Yeah, I think so. It wouldn't cost you that much to add an Al Woods. They could still add a interior guy later or even tonight. Maybe they do it tonight and take Keanu Benton. But I still think that they add a guy, a veteran like that at some point, along with the likes of who am I forgetting? Quan Alexander. Dom season here. What's up, Dom? Hope you enjoyed the first round. Light says, I'm zeroed in on Dwan Jones. You're not the only one. That's a very popular pick today. A lot of people want to see Dwan Jones come off the board to the New York Jets. I get it. It's offensive tackle is a big position of need. A lot of people like it. A lot of people like him. And if he's on the field and playing, him and Becton at the same time, that could be a nasty, nasty, nasty duo. So I totally understand that. And I would not argue that one. Dakota J says, McDonald's is 24, while Michael Clemens is only a year younger than me. Yeah, Michael, how old is Michael Clemens now? He was an older draft pick too, if I'm not mistaken. He might be 25 now. Yeah, he's 25. He'll turn 26 in August. Good question. So the New York books didn't really let you do that, and I didn't have an offshore account ready to go or anything that I wanted to do there. I was still adamant about. I was texting my buddy who bets as well, and I was saying like, man, I wish I got in, or I wish I was able to find Stroud at 2 because then he's skyrocketed up the board. I never understood the thought that the Texans really weren't going to go quarterback and that it wasn't going to be CJ Stroud after it became very obvious that that Bryce Young was going to go first overall. He went from plus money to like minus 6,000 yesterday. It was insane. Chef V says Michael Clemens is a beast. He will take end this year. He could. Could they move him inside? Maybe. He's 6'5", 270. He did get a punt block from the inside, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Jason Ratcliffe says, just sick of all the poop being thrown at McDonald. He could literally win Defensive Rookie of the Year, I guess. Hate the negativity. I saw him in person. You guys will come around when you see him play. I would be surprised if he gets enough snaps to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. But I hope you're right. I hope he comes out and puts up 10 sacks this year. That'd be fantastic. Do I think it's going to take him a couple of years to get to that point? Probably. But there's a chance that he could be good. You're right. We do have to wait. See, now I'm very jealous of that. Scott V had CJ Stroud at plus 400. So, like, that's what I wished I was able to get in on. It got a little silly there at one point. Matt, how much was your green 80s logo mini helmet? I got to upgrade my display. Oh, this guy? I found it on Amazon. It was relatively cheap. I don't think it was that much money. $20, something like that. Almost 90% positive that was an Amazon purchase. I have to go back for it, but let's see. Jets mini helmet. Yeah, They're like $30. You can find it. I got it on Amazon. Moose City, who do you want at 43? I kind of like Mock. Mock, I think, is going to have to move inside. I don't think he plays tackle at the NFL level. Man. I guess center. I guess the center would be my choice. I like Keanu Benton, but I don't know how much I would like to go back to the defensive line after you did that last night. So John Michael Schmitz, old reliable, someone we've been pounding the table for months and months and months. I think that's the way to go. I don't buy that at all. I'm telling you, I have a bad feeling it's Will at 43. Will being Will Levis, I'm assuming. There's reports that teams are calling the Steelers trying to move up to 32 to get him. So I don't think we're going to have to worry about that one. V-Man sent me the pic of what he is giving me. Ooh, that looks good. That looks really good, V-Man. I'm going to have to take you up on that. That looks fantastic. I'm in. Super chat for Dom C. Thank you so much, Dom C. Much, much, much appreciated. Make sure to check out his work. He's done phenomenal stuff leading up to the NFL draft. Dom C says JD has said that BPA is his process for this draft, probably because the class is weak. If Dewan gets by the Rams, he's legit in play. Not a scheme fit at all, but he fits the BPA mold. My gut still feels center is the play if we stick at 43. Yeah, so let's also, can we do that? Can we see the order? I think that's the way to go right here. So let's share that tab as well and take a look at, and now we're looking at V-Man's message. Let's take a look at the order here. So right now the Steelers are at 32. Cardinals 33. Just epic trade back from them, by the way, yesterday. And then trade up. They were phenomenal yesterday. Lions at 34, Colts 35, Rams are 36. Is there someone else who you can see taking him from after 36, from 37 down to 42? The Titans took one yesterday. I don't think the Saints will. The Raiders might be in play for Levis. I don't think they're going to go offensive tackle. I like that. They might have a good shot for one of the centers too. The Jets, where they are at 43. I'll scoot this down a little bit. Did the Saints grab a center though at 40? I think that's the team you got to worry about for potentially grabbing a center. I like it. Thank you. Thanks again, Dom C, for the super chat. Yeah, Dom says Raiders or Rams, maybe. Seahawks, maybe they do. I would think the Raiders would have been my best guess, but I guess you can't count out the Seahawks. Tigo's hanging out with us. What's up, man? Thanks. And shout out to Tigo, too, for helping us out behind the scenes last night. He's a legend. Avila is already a Saint. That feels like a Saint pick, right? That does feel like a Saints pick. They could use help on that interior. Moose City, what's up, man? Taking an inside guy and moving AVT to right tackle on the cards or in the cards. I think it's on the table. It's not my preferred route for the Jets to go. I would prefer them play AVT on the inside, but he played a lot at right tackle last year. He was good at right tackle last year. If someone like Avila is there for the Jets, now I agree with Tigo, what he said a couple of seconds ago, where he thinks he's going at 40. But do you take Avila, play him at guard, keep AVT at tackle, and then you have either Dwayne Brown or Mekhi Becton starting at left tackle? Is that your move? You could. You absolutely could. Again, is it my preference? Probably not, but that might be a workaround to not landing a offensive tackle in the first round. J-Boy, we are going live at 6 tonight, so I'm going to hop off here at 5, so you got me for about another half hour, maybe a little bit less, 28 minutes if we're getting technical. Going to order up some food and then get ready to go live at 6. I got to think that I got to thank the JD and the Jets for the 13th pick for Van Ness. Yeah, Van Ness, I like him. I think he's going to be fine. Was that maybe a touch early for Van Ness also? I don't know. I would have went wide receiver if I was, or tight end if I was picking for the Packers, but I do like Lucas Van Ness. I don't dislike the player. Jets brass have said it multiple times that AVT is guard in their eyes, so it's either tackle at 43 or bring back Fant, in my opinion. Yeah, like it would be surprising. Could they pivot and go back on it? Sure. Like these things happen, but they could. Torrance is another one where I don't know if he's really the best fit, but perhaps maybe they do if they stick by best player available kind of thing. Speaking of Tigo, I went to refresh my Twitter feed because I always like to, stay up to date, see if any news or trades break. Yesterday, while we were live, the Lamar Jackson news broke. He's breaking out the Henny for Thomas Hennessy and for Hennessy Heisman, who might still be in the chat. Got to pop this open in honor of keeping the GOAT, Thomas Hennessy. I got an extra bottle if you want it. That's great. I love it. What else we got? Hyatt would be nice at 43. Doubt he's there. Same as Dobbs. I like Dobbs more. That would be the receiver that I would like for the Jets. If they're going receiver in the second round, Dobbs is the one that I would like personally. Let's pull this up. I have a lot of respect for Dom C and his scouting. So if you had it my way, this is the ranked of where he would go. JMS, Tippmann, Jones, Adeboye, Bergeron, Avila, Benton for options for the Jets. Now, there are 12 picks, so there's a chance, or the Jets are picked 12, I guess, in the second round. So there's a chance that none of these guys make it to where the Jets are picking. I think I think one of these centers will be there. I think I don't know if Avila makes it there. I don't know if Jones makes it there. Benton, I think, is there. They might be able to trade back a few spots and grab Benton. Where does Matt think Hooker will go? Good question. I think at some point in the second round, maybe Tennessee. They supposedly do not like Malik Willis at all. They're out on Malik Willis. My guess would be, yeah, I'm going to stick by that. I'm going to say Tennessee is where he ends up. And Will Levis is a Raider. That'll be my guess. Matt Riley says, who do you think the Jets realistically get, but who do you want badly? Badly is John Michael Schmitz. Realistically, Benton in a trade back, and they double up on defensive line and people pull their hair out. Yeah, there are some good receivers left. We just went through a few of those guys, but let's go best available and receivers. So, can we switch that tab? Yes, we can. ESPN has Mingo number 1. I personally don't. I like Downs. I like Tillman a lot. He's a bigger receiver, though, 6'3", 213. Jalen Hyatt is a slot guy. Is a fan favorite. He's a Jets Forever favorite. Some people like Mingo. He's Also a little bit on the bigger side, kind of like what Tillman is, but I think Downs and Tillman are my favorite of this like next batch of guys who are probably going in the second round. You okay? Someone's walking by on the street. My window's open. Someone's walking by on the street in case he's starting to bark a little bit. Low woof, so it might not even be coming through the microphone. Talking Jets with Tigo says Torrance, Tennessee coming to 32 for Levis. Yeah, I could see that. That makes sense too. Oh, that's also a good call. The Vikings for a team that could land Hendon Hooker. That is also a good one. Ballsby Hurton says Hooker 4th round Jets. I don't think he makes it to day 3. I think that's wishful thinking. He's not wrong. I mean, Mika Parsons says Will McDonald has elite tangibles. He has crazy speed and a good spin move. I like it. Dano, just imagine our all-out blitz package of personnel. Yeah, they're going to be able to rotate and have a really deep unit, man. They're going to keep those guys fresh, which matters. That was probably part of the reason, I think, why they stayed so healthy. But they're going to be deep. You can't deny how deep they are going to be on that defensive line. Relax. You're okay. It's all right. It's just a truck going by outside. What else we got? AS says, do you all think that COVID had an effect on the overall quality standard of players in this year's draft compared to the others? There are some older players because that stuck around because of COVID. Relax. There are definitely some older players, which I noticed. There we go. Go ahead. Go. You tell them. She's off the bed now. She wants to be let out. All right. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to let her out and then come back. Why you got to be annoying like that? Go ahead. Go. She wasn't on camera. What else we got in here? 90 percentile length. He Sauce as a 245-pound edge. Yeah, he does. He does have really good length. Let's pull up. You know what? Let's do his mock draftable chart. They're always fun. I like looking at these. Share this tab instead. Here we go. It's an interesting one. So height and weight is low, but great broad jump, vertical jump, wingspan, arm length. And he has really good speed, obviously. But height, weight is very low. Height is about middle of the pack, but really good athleticism. I mean, we saw him jump over a car. I'm sure you guys seen the video. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry to hear that. I'm sorry for your loss. Randilla says, still worry about stopping the run, but like the McDonald pick, it's a passing league. True. It absolutely is a passing league. You're hoping that you're playing with the lead and you're going to have to close out these games with some big sacks. I think that's why you add them. The car jump was cool. Yeah, let's pull that up. I think I tweeted out a couple of them yesterday, or the 2 videos that I saw. Okay, here's one. Oh wait, nope, wrong tab. He got up there, man. He got up there pretty good. That's impressive. The first one was not nearly as impressive. I mean that cool, but I was more impressed by the second one. It's for okay, here we go. Yeah, Dano says speed versus Mahomes is key. And Josh Allen and guys like that, guys who you have to be able to, contain. It's not easy. Mitt says, might have missed it, but who do you hope for with pick 43? Trade back, maybe? Yeah, I mean, if they're staying there, I hope John Michael Schmitz falls. If they trade back, maybe it's a Tippmann or a Weipler at that point. Keanu Benton, I think, has to be on the table for their need on the interior. I don't think they end up going safety. I'm not against it, but I'd be surprised if they pulled the trigger there. The Jets have lucked out moving back a couple of times and still being able to land some talent. So I would not be surprised one bit if that's what they end up doing. I want to see here. Let's look at the safety board for a second. We're looking at Seago's Hennessy. I think I like really both the Illinois safeties, but and I like Antonio Johnson. I think he's a little bit lower here, but for second rounders, I would Brian Branch is probably going to go before the Jets pick. I would be okay with either of these guys, but I don't, or Antonio Johnson, but I don't think the Jets do that. Linebackers, I don't think there's really anybody that they're going to want to grab. Trenton Simpson, good athlete, but I don't think that's what they go. Same with Drew Sanders. I think offensive or defensive line is going to be my guess here. Single digit Rodgers equals hoodie Mello. That's awesome. That's great. What else we got in here? Jets Forever says safety class is awful. I don't think it's great. You're not wrong. Simple Eat says Stromberg in round 4 will be a nice center backup and developmental guy to start next year. That's true. I think that's absolutely on the table for the Jets to do. John Finnegan, go Isles. Yeah, I got my Anders Lee jerseys hanging up right here. I'm going to toss it on. I'll be rocking it for game 6 tonight. And I'll be reacting to both picks and and hopefully a lot of Isles goals. Yeah, I think there's a chance both do. That Levis and Hooker go before 43. I think there's a chance that both do. Let's do where do the Vikings pick in the second round? Do they have a second rounder? They don't. So they'd have to give up a lot unless they move up into the back of the second to grab him, which is not impossible. Dave says, why does it feel like every year we need something from a draft class? They aren't deep in that position. Sometimes that's just the way it goes, man. Sometimes that's just it. And that's why you got to go off your board to an extent. And that's probably part of the reason why they got Will McDonald yesterday. Dom C says Rams should take Levis as their Stafford heir apparent. That would be wise. If a team doesn't trade up to 32 to get him, that would absolutely be wise. And that would push some offensive linemen down the board. Move AVT to right tackle and draft the best guard. If you want to do that, you're probably looking at Avila or Osiris Torrance. Yeah, those are probably your two best guards who are going to be available tonight. Daniel says, I think last night's pick is sneaky good. I know you were shocked, but I think it'll be good, especially if we move on from Lawson. I think Lawson's on the roster this year. I don't think he's here next year, and I think it's going to be more of a play next year. Mikey Mouse says, sup, guys? Just got here, so don't kill me if he answered a question. LOL. Do you think the Jets trade back is the follow-up? Yeah, I mean, we've talked about that being a scenario. I do think it's on the table for the New York Jets to move back. Would not be surprising. Would be, I think, potentially smart, depending on how things are falling to the Jets at 43, because they don't have a third-round pick, and it might be nice to get that one back. Short says, no point in moving Lawson this year. We are contending. Why move a player that can contribute? Doesn't make sense from a team standpoint. Yeah, if you're going all in and you could fit everyone on the roster, might as well. Might as well keep them around. Super chat from TJ. Thank you so much, TJ. Not saying they should trade him, but am curious, what do you think they could get for Bryce Huff if they wanted to move him? Third, maybe that's how you get your third round pick. I don't want to trade him either. He just doesn't have a ton of playing time. I like Bryce Huff, and I think he deserves a bigger role, and he's been a really good situational pass rusher for the New York Jets. He just hasn't really played a ton, so I don't know how you could get or what you'd really be able to get for him. He played 20% of the snaps last year. He played 51 in 2021, but last year he played in 14 games and played 21 or 20% of the snaps and finished with 3.5 sacks. He's a good player, but I don't think you're going to really be able to get more than a third round pick for him. Trade Quinn. David, you've been out of pocket, so we're putting you in the bathroom. You need some time away.
Put him in the fucking bathroom. Get him out of here.
See you in 5 minutes. Hopefully you clear your head. I did not play that. We can do that. Let's play the DJ Reed reaction. Okay. Here we go.
Nope, you're not running deep. You can't run deep because my D-line E. Quentin Williams about to pay that boy. Man, look here. And we just got my boy Williams down on the edge. Bro really like that.
That's fantastic. That's great. I love it. He's excited. Why wouldn't he be excited? Why wouldn't he be excited? As a cornerback, I think Sauce even tweeted it out. He might have quote tweeted it. You want the pass rush to get home. It makes your life easier. It makes the secondary's life easier, and that's how you can hide some of your warts in coverage. Not that the Jets do at corner, but having a good pass rush helps a lot. Good stuff. Can't run deep because the D-line eat. That's a good slogan. I like that. Caden says, if JMS is available, do you take him? I would. If him or Tittman aren't available, I'd target Keanu Benton, Antonio Johnson, or trade down. I like all of your thoughts. I think you can move down and even potentially get Keanu Benton or Antonio Johnson. I don't think the Jets are going to go safety. I would love it, but I personally, I don't think that's what they're going to do. I'm going to guess my offensive line is going to be my official prediction. Yeah, this is a good one. A sneaky good signing today. Thomas Hennessy is back. Anytime you can lock up your long snapper, I think it's good news. Yeah, we had the Breece Hall reaction. We can share that. I forget. Dave wanted it. Here you go. Look at them. They're so happy to be back. Teammates once again. NYY says DeBrickashaw Ferguson. He is making the pick today, or announcing the pick. He's not making the pick. If he was making the pick, maybe he would take an offensive tackle. But yeah, excited to see D-Brick come up. I love that. Lazard had a good one. Let's see. Did he reply to a tweet, or is it just the? Oh yeah, he's okay. There you go. I'm about to cry. Is this real life? Good for Lazard. He's happy too. The Cyclones. Absolutely not. Is there a universe where we sign LaMarcus Joyner? No. I would be surprised if he's on an NFL roster. I don't think he is. Will the giant tackle be there at 43? Yeah, we talked about this a little bit earlier, but there's a good chance that he is based on, hang on, let me bring back the second round order here. So if he makes it past the two teams that I've isolated are the Rams and the Raiders as potential fits there for an offensive tackle. So perhaps if he gets by those two teams, I think Dwan Jones would be in play for the Jets at 43. Mark Farrar, I hope not. No green bean jinx tonight. No, yeah, he was talking Anton Harrison, and then seconds later, bang, he's a Jacksonville Jaguar. Not hanging around for the second round. Matt, did you see McDonald's family reaction? That I don't. What's that? I'm sure that's on Twitter. I might have seen it. That might have just got lost in the shuffle a little bit. Will McDonald family? If I type in family, will that come up? No. Someone has the place where it was. That'd be greatly appreciated. Oh, well, this might have it, actually. Hang on. Let's do this. Share this tab instead.
With Robert Saleh in this defense, they believe in an alpha.
Let's skip around a little bit. Nope. And it's going to freeze up on me. Classic. It's him jumping over. I might have missed it already.
Pounds, but he can really get off the ball. If you think how the Jets play, they played their jet front where they kick you outside, give you in that wide nine with a big runway, and let you go. And this dude can absolutely do that. He showed up at 206 pounds on campus, continued to add weight, but was consistently productive. We talk about the ability to bend. Watch him corner right here. Once he clears the tackle, get flat.
Anything? No, I don't want to sit there and watch the whole thing. I'll get demonetized for it. I'll take your word that it was a good reaction. I'm happy for him. Thank you so much. Thanks for the cheese. Dwan Jones, Cody Mauch, or Matthew Bergeron. I'm going to go Dwan Jones out of that bunch. I think he's the best player there. Cody Mauch, I think, is going to have to move inside. Bergeron is okay, but I don't like him as much as Jones. Mr. Flashy said he just tagged me. Okay. There we go. We could do it that way. That's the easier way to do it. Oh, okay. Here we go. Perfect. Thank you so much. There we go. This is what we want to see. We'll refresh and watch from the beginning.
Appreciate you, coach. That's crazy. What's that, 3? What's that, 3? Hey, Breeze! Yeah, bro. We about to get right, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Yeah, we about to get right.
With the 15th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Will McDonald.
That's awesome.
Body's shaking, bro. My whole body's shaking, bro. I love this opportunity, man. We're going to be in business, bro.
That's so cool. I love these.
I don't even want to cry. I can't cry, bro. I can't cry.
That's awesome. That's happy. How could you not love that for these guys? How could you not love that for these guys? They worked their whole life for this stuff. It's unbelievable. Good stuff. I have time for a few more before we get out of here. I'm not crying. You're crying. That's right. So cool to see. It is cool. Hey, Brees. That was great. Yep. Hey, Brees. Former teammates, good buddies. Rico the Pup wants to talk Dewan Jones, says Dewan Jones needs to be in a gap man scheme. He is not his own blocker. That's a waste of resources and a waste of the kid's talent. If they're going BPA, that would be the best reason for it. Yeah, that's what kind of Dom C says. Bergeron, a perfect scheme fit, or Dewan Jones, maybe BPA is a tough choice. Where I think that we're both in agreement that Jones is a better player, even though he's not as seamless of a fit, I guess. So maybe they do lean Bergeron. I'm not crazy about him. I don't dislike him, but it's not, I don't know. He doesn't move the needle a ton for me. Tom says JJ or McDonald if they were the same draft. I liked Jermaine Johnson more than McDonald personally. They're different though. Just insane speed and bend off the edge from McDonald. I think Jermaine's going to be a better run defender though, and a better all around player, even though he might not have some of his traits like the speed. I think he stays. I think Carl Lawson stays, traded, cut, let go in free agency. After next year, maybe they don't re-sign him, but I think he's on the roster this year. What else we got? Yep, that's JJ more power, McDonald more speed, 1,000%. Daniel says, I don't like Dewan Jones as big as he is. He's a risk, but he's super athletic for a big guy, but he's also could be injury prone. Yeah, it's the same risk you run with taking a guy like Mekhi Becton. You're not wrong. Who's a guy on the roster you can see getting dished tonight? Maybe get more picks. I don't know if there's going to be anyone who's really like a big if you want me to say, I don't think it's going to be Lawson. I don't think Corey Davis. I think those guys are here. I think Bryce Huff is here. There's not really somebody unless the Jets like drafted Michael Mayer or something like that, and then they flipped Tyler Conklin for a mid-round pick, maybe. But I think that it would be pretty hard. All right, last one. I think this is a good way to close out the show. Kane Smith asks, if JMS and Jones are on the board, who are you taking? For me, this is not even close. I'm taking John Michael Schmitz, and I think you forget about that position for a decade. You have a center. That's how good he is. I think he could come in and start right away and plug a hole. And you brought back McGovern for dirt cheap. So if he's your backup or maybe even could play guard, that's fine. Guys, that's it for me. Thank you so much. Going to be back on in an hour, going live at 6 o'clock with Ryan and Greenbean. Thank you so much for tuning in. JETS, 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 Jets.